Good evening. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer, sponsored by Any Lab Test Now Eugene. And we are in the Oregon Wine Lab's new super cool space for all kinds of events. We're going to talk with the owner in a second here, but I'll tell you we're here for Impact Club. This is like the coolest thing I've ever heard of, and I have not heard about it for very long. So Adam and Stephanie are members of this club. And wait till you hear how it works, because it's a really easy way to get involved and help nonprofits at the same time. But one of the people helping them out by letting them use the space, introduce yourself, my friend.
G'day, I'm Nichols from the Oregon Wine Lab.
So tell them about this place. This is it used to be a hair salon behind you, right?
Yes, indeed. We've been in the back space for about eight years now and have built that out, and we're at capacity. With COVID, there's been all the changes in our community, and this space opened up and we grabbed it.
So what's it going to be used for? You have big plans for the future, but we can't talk about that because people we just can't.
Yeah,
huge plans.
A little bit. So
for the future.
In the short term, what we want to do is use it as an event space for events like this, Impact Club, certainly corporate and having holiday parties, that sort of thing. But the plan is to actually open the place right up. Move Da Nang, our food cart, into a proper kitchen in here, open up the patio, and just make the place more open and add to the community that is this part of 5th Street in Eugene.
That's pretty exciting.
I'm stubborn, and we're going to make it happen. Let's put it that way.
So, you know what I've seen with a lot of restaurants and people where COVID was really tough on businesses.
Very much.
But it almost causes you to be open to innovate and do something completely out of the box.
It has been, I don't know, how many months? 15, 16, 17 months of, wait, what are we doing today? And I know a number of friends who've lost businesses. It's been very hard. We've come through in relatively good condition, and it's pivoting and having a go.
Yes, and that's what restaurants do all the time anyway.
Absolutely.
Mark, thank you. And thanks for letting them use the space tonight.
No worries. Cheers.
All right. Hey, you guys, come here. Where's Ricky? I want to have your logo behind you here. You guys, you have to hear about this really cool thing. There he is. Okay. So come in here, guys. These guys are big StreamYard users. The hardest thing for me is to get used to how to turn in this baby. There we go. Because it goes the opposite way of what I'm doing.
Yeah. Right.
So tell them who you guys are.
I'm Robert Grand. This is Ricky Grand. We're the founders of Impact Club Eugene. To date, in the last 17 events, after tonight, we'll have donated $170,000 to local nonprofits right here in the Lane County area. And the best part about it is each member, we currently have 107 members, and each one of them only donates $100 each.
So see, I think that is amazing. So then you do away with the big, huge, people who are more special than other people. I can give $20,000, but most people could do $400 a year because there's 4 events a year.
4 events a year. Each person donates, $100, but there's always an option. If something happens for that quarter for you, you can always skip it. It's not a big deal. We just want you to keep continuing to come back to Impact Club Eugene and be part of the group.
So Ricky, what happens tonight?
3 charities come in. 3 of them will present for their 5 minutes each, and best charity voted by the members will win the biggest prize, and then each charity, the other 2 remaining charities, will get $1,000 each for showing up. And everybody, more importantly, gets a lot of publicity and gets to have a great time.
So what I like about that a lot is that you're giving the people in the community, most of us don't really know what kind of nonprofits are out there. So you're getting a real quick Reader's Digest condensed version of what they do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fun. You get to meet a lot of charities that you haven't met before. Some I didn't even know about until they came to Impact Club. So it's a great way to raise awareness in the community. So check it out. Join us. Love to get to 200 members and do something big in the community.
So how did 2 brothers like fire captain, realtors, how did you come up with this concept of doing this? It's really a pretty basic idea, but that's why it works.
Simple and effective.
It's super simple. And it just kind of really works because people can just come together really quickly and make this donation. It's not a long event, and it doesn't take a lot to put the events on. But I think initially it was just an idea, and looking at other groups, and then how can you make it cool and how can you make it fun for people, and that's what it's really about. It's like helping out local nonprofits, finding out who they are, raising awareness in the community for them, and then just coming together as a group and almost like a family, to represent them and support them every single quarter.
So how do you pick the nonprofits? Do they come to you and say, once people know, they probably want to get involved?
Yeah, so any nonprofit can go to impactclubeugene.com and scroll down and sign up for, I think it says charities, and you just click the button there and then just register right there. And then we'll just verify that you're actually a nonprofit, and then we'll put you on our list. And then each quarter, the 107 members, they all go through and they pick which nonprofits they want to present, and each one gets 3 votes and who actually can present. And then we just do this real complicated thing where we just draw stuff out of a hat, and then we go, number 1 is this, number 2 is this, number 3 is this, and then we call those 3 nonprofits and say, hey, do you want to present? And so it's pretty simple, it's nothing complicated.
And
so,
even if you don't get it, let's say nobody selects your charity to go in the hat, you still get one vote in there. So no matter what, everybody has at least one opportunity to have their name drawn. So everybody gets that, and then I can select, I can put my 3 towards one charity if I really wanted them to try to make it. It just gives them 3 more opportunities to be drawn.
So tonight you'll give away 10,000?
10,200 right now. We have 107 members, and credit card processing sometimes lags a little bit. And so right now we'll only say that we have $10,200 to donate until the rest of the card's processed. But the other cool thing about it is if any new member signs up inside of the next 30 days, they can click the button and say, yeah, I want to donate for this last event. And then the winning nonprofit will get that donation too. So it's kind of a nice thing.
So how do they find you on Facebook or your website?
Yeah, so you can go Impact Club Eugene on Facebook. You can go to impactclubeugene.com and look us up right there, and then you can just sign up. It's all on the website, as well as like our past events and videos and stuff like that and presentations, so you can really see what it's all about.
So also that one person gets how much and then the other 2 get how much? Kind of explain
so
how that works.
Winner gets $8,200 guaranteed, and then the second and third place, people get $1,000 each. Yeah, the runners up.
So everybody walks away with something, but
everybody gets something for their time and presenting, aside from the benefits of getting some more awareness out of it.
Do you think the simplicity is why it works?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're on event 17, so I don't even know if that's 4 years or if we're going over 4 years or what, but it's just like event 17, so it's pretty crazy to think. And everybody just keeps showing up.
Simple is effective, and
right,
it works, and people love it.
Do you think it's also because it's $100 is not a huge commitment, but it's also a way? Don't you think most people, have you discovered that most people really do want to give? I mean, they want to. I think so many people want to do something, they just don't know what to do.
The thing that I always tell everyone I'm talking to them is like, look, I can give a charity $100, and they'll say thank you, and that's great, and they'll appreciate it, right? They really will, and sure, it makes an impact. But you bring 100 people together, now you're donating $10,000 to that charity collectively. That has a real impact on their organization. So it's a great way to, I call it crowdfunding for philanthropy. I think it's just a great way for everybody to really feel like they're doing something in their home.
Well, and the 2 of you are, because of your leadership, you're changing our community too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I mean,
yeah, we don't,
look at it like
we wanted, when we started our business, we wanted it to be ingrained in our business as something we do is give back to
one of our values, our mottos or values or whatever is to have an impactful business, and this is how we can accomplish that at the same time.
Do you guys know Misty Southwell?
Yes. Yeah.
She is on here. She's a friend of mine, and she says she loves the Grand Brothers. Yeah. She's on there.
Their house is under construction right now.
Yeah, they're doing.
Super cool. Yeah, hopefully that goes good.
It's a good story.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Yeah, nice to see you.
All right, you guys. Thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming, and thanks for Any Lab Tasks Now for having us and allowing us to use their time. So,
and also shout out to the winery.
Oh, Oregon Wine Lab, our number 1 sponsor. Mark from Oregon Wine Lab just gives us everything for some reason. We don't know why. So come join him at his awesome establishment.
Plus he
hang out.
Plus he has really good wine.
Plus he has good wine.
You know what my favorite thing I've done here ever is wine yoga. So you do yoga and then you drink afterwards.
No
and it was
kidding.
like,
You don't drink during.
see, I should have started early. That's what they said no. They made me wait.
Right.
Not Mark. The yoga instructor.
What Mark always told me is like, in all good, great winemaking, there's a lot of beer drinking. So I was like, you've got me there.
Because I personally am a beer guy. Yeah, I'm the beer guy. All right, thanks you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so I'm going to go over here, and the reason we are here is because of our sponsors. You guys come over this direction, okay? Because I want the light to be better on you. I don't want that. Oh, look who's here. It's Stephanie and Adam from Any Lab Test Now. I heard your commercials on KPNW.
Yeah,
You guys are pretty good,
thanks. weeks.
So you're really focusing, and Adam, start with you. So you are kind of focusing on some men's issues now in terms of some of the stuff you're advertising on, which is, I think a lot of guys don't know that you can get your testosterone checked. You can get a PAP, a prostate exam, not an exam, but the blood test.
Yeah,
is
the
what
blood
you
test,
need.
yeah, you know, I think it's one of those things that we decided. I'm trying to get in the picture here.
I'm trying to
Yeah, so yeah, we threw out some things that, to inform people that look, if you want to skip the hassle of making an appointment with your doctor, and then hopefully getting the blood test you want, and then going back to your doctor after you get the results, that you can come into us for $49. You can get a PSA blood test. So that's something that almost every guy over 50 has on his checklist to do, or 40 in some cases. But for $49, you can come into our lab in 20 minutes. You can be in and out, and you're going to get your PSA blood test, results in a couple of days.
Because the normal process is I would have to go to my doctor, which costs me. And then he says, go to my prostate or go to the blood place, get my blood drawn.
Yeah.
And that's another bill. So you guys are cutting out a step for me.
Well, yeah, in a sense, but I'm not saying that you still shouldn't go to your doctor and get an exam.
Right.
I mean, so that's completely separate.
But I check mine every 2 years because I have to. And I don't need to go to
Sure, for $49, why not check it every year?
Yeah.
I mean, it's $49. It's 20 minutes.
And testosterone's a huge issue for guys right now because a lot of guys over 20 are having lower testosterone levels. They need to know what that is.
Well, and there's some thought too that men are developing lower and lower testosterone as time goes by because of all the chemicals that are around us, and that could be in plastics or some of the other chemicals in your household cleaning products. But the science isn't back on that yet. But it does look like, on average, men's testosterone levels are decreasing more so than they did 50 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I don't think a lot of guys know that they're in a rut until they're deep inside of a rut. There's a sign when you go into Alaska on one of those roads, those off roads, that says, be careful on the rut you choose because you may be in it the next 400 miles. Yeah. And that can be the same thing with testosterone. And, I did put out a commercial that talked about the 4 Fs. If you're fat, 40, flaccid, and fatigued, that you might want to get your testosterone checked. And it's kind of a joke in a way, but it's also true. And it was true for me. 3 or 4 years ago, we went to Roatan, and a little kid mistook me for a beluga whale, which I had to tell them there's no beluga in the Caribbean. Yeah, no, I told them that you have to go north to get to the beluga whales. But no, I was about 270 pounds and had all those symptoms. And anyway, so yeah, for $79, you get a good indication of where you're at.
I think that's a great idea. And then you can take it to your doctor and get treatment from that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're not a hormone clinic, so we don't sell testosterone and some of the other products that hormone doctors do. But yeah, we do know some great hormone doctors here in Eugene. So if you want to come in and talk about that, I can give you a referral as well.
You can give it. Just go ahead and say who it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's Hale Men's Clinic, Christian Ferry.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's totally awesome.
He was one of my clients, and they're great people, and they really know what they're doing. So if you're afraid of it, don't be afraid. You can go try it.
Yeah, he's a great doctor, very conservative. So fabulous.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
So what else is going? You know what? I told you this the last time, but I do a YouTube check like every once a week or something like that. And the peekaboo video is still number 2 of all the videos I've ever shot.
That's crazy.
It is bizarre, but it's because
super fun.
But tell people what it is, because I still tell my wife, and she goes, "You can't find out a baby that soon."
You can 7 weeks. You can find out the gender of your baby.
And it's just a really simple blood test.
Simple blood test. Results are back in 3 to 5 days.
And you guys, any lab test now does over what, 8,000?
8,000 lab tests per year. Yeah. But what I wanted to talk about today a little bit was COVID.
Okay.
Because we've had a surge. We've had a surge in COVID here and everywhere in the United States, I guess. But this week in particular, our phones are ringing off the hook with symptomatic people that have been had an exposure. We're getting a lot of people coming in and doing the immune response panel, which that checks to see if you've had COVID before and where your antibodies are at. And then also the vaccine response panel, which tells them. So typically most people that have had the vaccine, their numbers should be at greater than 250 to be protected, although anywhere between 0.8 and greater than 250, you're protected. But basically it should show greater than 250.
Okay.
If you've been vaccinated, then that's a fully loaded response. That means that you're totally protected. So people are really kind of freaking out right now because a lot of people that have had the vaccine, and I don't have a number, I don't have a statistic on that, but they're finding that people that have had the vaccine are coming down with COVID. So we've had a rash of people coming in wanting to know where are my levels at, what's going on.
And it would be just to a peace of mind for people too. If you had had it or you have had the vaccine, to come in and say, okay, my levels are good, I probably am fairly safe. You know what I mean?
It's a nice check-in, but the one thing they haven't spoke about, and I don't think they know yet, we've been kind of trying to find information, is are the people that have been vaccinated that are getting COVID again, where were their numbers at? Were they at greater than 250 and they got it? Where did the vaccine not properly give them the amount of antibodies that they needed to fight it off? Like, that information we don't know. And also we still have people that are coming in that are not getting vaccinated because they have their own antibodies, and so they're checking them.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so Adam and I check ours every month.
And you both had it.
Yeah, but what's crazy is we have a situation with somebody that had it in our office at the same time that I did. I'm at greater than 250. Hers are gone.
Really?
She's testing negative, so we don't know. I mean, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she has her numbers have changed every month, and then all of a sudden we did it last week, and she was like, I'm at 0.4, I'm not protected anymore. So she's like, I need to get the vaccine right now. So it can be really informative.
So tell people just in terms of travel, because I know you guys partnered up and people are traveling and they need to get that check.
So we don't take insurance, although a lot of insurances are reimbursing people for COVID tests when they come in. The advantage to getting your COVID test with us for travel is that if you come in before 2 o'clock, 2:30 at the latest, you'll get the results back the next day after 5. And you have 72-hour windows, 48-hour windows. So you typically, if you go to your doctor to get that test, they don't tell you when you're getting them back. You have no idea. And we take the laptop home and we report all tests out every night, no matter what time they come in, for people that are traveling.
Right, because people really want to know. They have to know.
Oh, well, they're sitting at home getting ready to fly to India to see, or to go to a wedding. And, if that test does not come back in time, they're out of luck. Yeah. So it's a lot of responsibility on our part to make sure that we give really great service, that people can get a hold of us. And that's what we offer versus going to like a Rite Aid or somewhere that's bigger in a big corporation. And then you're calling to try to find your test and no one's answering the phone. Right. We've had a lot of situations where people come into us and they're like, I'm traveling in 2 days. I did a test somewhere else and nobody has called me. I can't get a hold of anybody. So we can provide really, really intimate service.
Well, I will say too, Rick, as a little heads up, this will be, if you take out the travel COVID, you set that aside, this will be our highest testing COVID month ever since the outbreak. And I'm telling you, within the last 10 days, the phones have been ringing almost nonstop. Something's happening, and there are people that are getting vaccinated that are getting sick, and we're doing those tests. So
well, we had a firsthand comment from someone at the hospital today that was basically confirming, like, yes, that's happening.
So people who've been vaccinated are getting sick.
That's what we're seeing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it's all, we're, again,
scary,
we want to say, like, we're not saying to people, like, you need to get your immune response panel, you need to get your vaccine. But me personally, like, I would want to know. And I keep tabs. We both keep tabs on ours all the time, just so that we kind of have a pulse on what's going on. I would definitely be wearing a mask, maybe places if I wasn't protected, knowing that there's a little uptick in it. So you can kind of, again, be your own advocate for your own healthcare. Your doctor's probably not going to say, come on in and do the immune response panel and the vaccine, because they're just not. Yeah. Unless you have a really good reason for it.
Boy, I learned tons. That's awesome. Thanks, you guys.
We're always teaching you.
Yes, they're always teaching me something. So, Any Lab Test Now, Eugene, you can go on their website. You can make an appointment that way. You can go in. You don't need an appointment if you don't want one, right?
Right. Except for COVID, we do want appointments for COVID. If you're symptomatic or you've been exposed, we need a phone call because we do it in the parking lot. The other thing is we're not open on Saturdays, but we will do COVID tests on Saturdays for people. So,
Okay, and you're not open on Sunday either.
no. So if they're traveling, which we've been down there most Saturdays, I think, meeting people, get a quick test. It takes 5-10 minutes, and we'll get it sent off on a Saturday for you.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thank you.
So there you go, you guys. Any lab tests now. So if you want to take control of your own health, find out if you have the antibodies you think you need. They can do that panel for you, guys. If you're looking at testosterone issues or prostate cancer, it's just over 8,000 different tests. And you guys, again, we're at Impact Club here at the Oregon Wine Bar tonight. And Adam and Stephanie are members. That's why we're here showing this off to you. A great idea for $100. You can help a nonprofit, and you come in and listen to what they have to say, and then they give over $10,000 away to nonprofits tonight. And for you as a member, you can go to impactclub.com and you can look them up, and it's $400 a year. So most of us can afford to do $400 a year to help our community. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rick Dancer. This is Get Real with Rick Dancer, again sponsored by Any Lab Test Now. I will see you tomorrow night at 5. Have a great evening. And if you want to go on their stream, they're going to be streaming it live, their presentation, so you can kind of get a feel for what it is, or just come down. It's at the Oregon Wine Bar. They have really good wine. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. See ya.